And the trial over the murder of South African soccer star Senzo Meyiwa resumes today at the Pretoria High Court. Bongani Ntanzi, the second accused, returned to the stand as the defense presents its case. The state alleges Ntanzi was one of the intruders who entered the home of Kelly Khumalo's family in Vosloorus on the night Meyiwa was fatally shot. On Monday, Ntanzi told the court that investigators initially failed to specify the exact date of the shooting when questioning him about his alibi. Being led by his lawyer, advocate Sipho Ramosepele, Ntanzi maintained he was not involved in the murder. He presented a bank statement to support his claim that he was elsewhere at the time, attending to everyday matters that align with his alibi. The defense case follows the conclusion of the state's presentation as both sides continue to lay out evidence in this high-profile trial. Now, joining us to discuss the trial and recent testimony are content creator Noni Madikela and legal analyst Robert Matlala, both of whom have been closely following the proceedings. You're welcome, gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us. And lady, I beg your pardon. Let me start with you, Robert. What are your thoughts on the trial so far, particularly the conclusion of the state's case and the start of the defense?
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thanks for the opportunity. I want to state clearly that we are coming from what we call the fair trial side. So we want to see justice happening with this trial, not only with this trial, but other trials that are happening concurrently here in South Africa. The state, they've closed their case, and their testimony rely heavily on one person, which is Constable Zungu. So they've closed the case relying on that. And then also, even when the defense were trying to apply for Section 174, the judge took a decision based on Zungu's testimony. But immediately when defense started their case, they brought three people, which is the father to Zungu, who rebutted what he said, that he got the information from the father regarding the accused. And also two gentlemen, who is Kwabeni and Makosonke, who came here and tell the court that they were not part of the party that Zungu is talking about on the 26th of October 2014. So basically what's happening right now, the state is moved to the second accused, which is Ntanzi. They've closed their case with Muzi. And so far, we believe that they've rebutted what the state is relying on, which is one evidence coming from one person. And that evidence was never been corroborated by anyone since they started their case. So we believe that the defense are moving to the right direction.
Ms. Noni Madikela, are there questions you wish the court would ask Ntanzi or other witnesses, and why these specific questions, if you could be specific?
Firstly, thank you so much for inviting us here. We really appreciate it. I think it would be best if the court, in fact, in a fair trial and in a fair court where there is a fair judge, Bongani Ntanzi would have been by now, because it kept coming up, this thing of his alibi. It would have been asked thoroughly so that everyone in the courtroom understands whether he does have a clear alibi or not. So when it comes to such questions, I think it is important for the court or even his defense lawyer to ponder on that and make sure that Bongani makes it clear where he was on the 26th of October 2014. For sure, nobody, maybe perhaps not everyone remembers exactly where they were that day, but because his life depends on it, I think it would be best if that part. If not, you already mentioned, in fact, the part of the bank statements. That bank statement, I think it's very crucial. And we also need someone from the bank to actually come and represent that bank statement. Compare it with the one that they say it comes from the bank. I don't think there's anything wrong if they call someone from the bank and come and play a live banking system inside the courtroom so that we can really see what was happening on the 26th, what was happening on the 25th when he left Rustenburg, what was happening in his bank and all of that, because according to what we hear, he claims that he did a loan. So we want to see what time was he inside the bank. All of that will help a lot when it comes to his defense.
Yeah, well, I would hope that that the court would do that already. It seems like the obvious thing to do. But I'm wondering, after following this story for so long and the trial, how has this affected your perception of South African court or justice system?
I think we were helped as South Africans. Most of us, maybe we understood little about the law, but now it has helped. Thanks to the people that fought for it to be live on TV, because we used to believe a lot when it comes to the state and what they say. And if someone is said to be a criminal, we would believe what the police are telling us. But when it comes to this case, we have learned a lot of things as South Africans, especially those people that are not lawyers. We have come to realize that there's a lot of people that are inside prisons that did not commit the crimes that they were accused of committing. And when it comes to Bongani Ntanzi particularly, he is a man that is in there. He was never convicted of anything. In fact, there is no crime that is particularly said that he has done and has been successfully. Do you understand? So there is only views of the police, Brigadier Gininda, saying that he has about 30 cases, but nothing concrete that comes forward when they are asked to bring those accusations to light. So because of such things, I think most of us South Africans, we have learned to not trust fully what is said by the police unless they can bring concrete proof that is provable, that it is concrete, that this person has done the crime. Until then, we are left now scrutinizing everything that they say because of what we have seen when it comes to the Senzo Meyiwa case.
Thank you, Noni. Robert, if the defense were to call another witness, who would you rather that this witness be? Robert, just a second, Robert. I'm being told that we have to go on an important break. I will keep you on, and you'll have that question. We'll have that answer after we get back. Do stay with us. Thank you. Welcome back. We're still in South Africa, where the trial over the murder of South African soccer star Senzo Meyiwa resumed today in Pretoria High Court. I still have with me Robert Matlala and, of course, Noni Madikela, who we've been discussing with on these matters. Robert, before we went on the break, I asked you a question. If the court or the defense were to call another witness, who would you like it to be? Who would you like to testify, and exactly why?
What we want to see after Ntanzi, we believe that if the defense can bring someone who can come and corroborate Ntanzi's evidence or testimony, someone who has never been in contact with the state, because if you can check so far, the defense has brought people who were more like Section 204s of the state. So basically, there were people who the state claimed that they've incriminated themselves. So you want someone who is independent, who has never been cross-examined by the state before, even during this trial, who can come and help us to address this issue of Ntanzi. Number two, we believe that if we can get the cell phone expert who can come with our, when I say our, because I'm from the side of the defense, they must bring the Section 205 to come and address the issue of phone records and metadata, because we believe that the state brought two set of evidence. The one is it's a PDF, the other one is an Excel spreadsheet, and we believe that an Excel spreadsheet can be manipulated. So we want an expert who can come and bring that. And then the third witness must be someone from ballistic who can come and address the issue of the gun and how this gun, the handling of the gun as evidence was conducted by the state, so that they can rebut exactly what they're saying and the gun that they claim to have been used during the murder day, which is 26th of October 2014. So
thank you, Robert.
We believe that if Ntanzi can bring an independent witness who has never been called a Section 204, it will help this case.
Thank you, Robert. Noni, finally with you. Hate to sound grim, but do you believe that Meyiwa's family will see justice?
First of all, I would like to say justice for the Meyiwa family does not just rest on what the judge will say or the conviction of the accused. It solely rests on the truth that needs to come out. It rests on the fairness of the trial. It rests on the legitimacy of the trial, and a verdict that the judge may reach when it comes to everything that has been said in that courtroom. For us South Africans who are watching, we will have questions and we will have things to say, because the entire process of the Senzo Meyiwa trial was very flawed, and it does not really bring closure even if it appears decisive. But the bottom line is that something was broken when it comes to the entire case itself. So I do believe that the Meyiwa family will get justice, and when they get that justice, it will be only fair if it is justice, or it will be only fair if it is something that will make South Africans believe, or that they can trust, or even the Meyiwa family that they can trust, because currently even the Meyiwa family does not believe the accused had anything to do with the death of Senzo Meyiwa. So in those situations that are like that, that means we need fairness at all times. We need a judge that is going to practice Section 35 of Criminal Procedure Act. Thank
Noni,
you.
Robert, thank you very much for having this conversation with me.